you guys, listener, you listener, are jumping in midway through the conversation because I came here to record, and I thought
We've just sat here and talked. We've done what we were originally supposed to do with zero recording.
We keep just getting carried away, and I'm like, I got 3 points that I want to hit before we start recording, and it just turned into a full. We've done enough for a whole podcast, so we were like, you know what? Stop beating around the bush. Let's just get into it.
Well, if we're going to continue the conversation, we want to backtrack a little bit.
I'll give a quick little backstory, I guess. So we were talking about I want to be a filmmaker, and every time I kind of doubt myself, I think back to this story. And John, I hope you don't mind sitting through the story again.
No,
I won't go nearly.
That's why I wanted you to turn the mic on. I was very intrigued, and I was kind of disappointed that not a lot of it was captured. So
well, now it's going to be. So, I want to be a filmmaker, and I'm always thinking like I don't have a camera. You know, I'm not going out and doing stuff actively right now. I've got a couple scripts in mind that I'm like kind of putting on a paper. I'm very unmotivated, especially like I'm 20. I should be doing this stuff. But I always think that like I'm like I probably shouldn't go into this if I'm not going to apply myself. And you know, obviously, like most people, I find that when I do apply myself, holy shit, things get done, which is fucking weird. So I always think back to this moment way back in 7th grade, and I was really into making stop motion movies back then, and we had a project for National History Day, and my teacher told us months in advance that this is what we were going to go and compete. It was for like a little like advanced class called Discovery. It was really pretentious.
The class was just called Discovery?
Yeah. Well, in middle school they piled it on.
Pretentious as fuck.
They piled it on to like social studies and then science, but in elementary school it was like for gifted students.
Okay.
But it was for like gifted students in air quotes. And I tried to be really humble about it, and so did my friend Matt, who we've talked about before. Bobby, what the fuck?
Bobby, what the fuck?
So we were just, we tried to be humble. We were the only 2 kids in our school who were in it, and they would get like all the kids from all the schools to go and be a part of, Discovery like one day a week, and they'd have little brain exercises and stuff because these were the gifted kids, and they wanted us to exercise that. Mm-hmm. And I found out later on that like the other kids would go like from the other schools. Like there was one school that most of them were from. They would go back and have like a little clique and like tell kids they couldn't hang out with them because they weren't smart enough.
Because they were the gifted.
They really like put it into these kids' heads. You're better than them. Act like it, and they did. So
holy fuck.
Yeah, like me and Matt trying. People were like, "So what's Discovery like?" We'd be like, "Oh, dude, it's no different from like a normal class."
It seems like such a West Coast kind of thing. So I grew up in the heart of America, Midwest, and things like that didn't really happen. Like I wouldn't say everybody was equal, but it was more or less just. It just seems like such a like you kids are special.
We were the golden students.
I was in those classes.
Were you? Wow.
It's called ELP.
Dude.
Or ELO.
You just wouldn't get it.
You just wouldn't get it, yeah.
You're a dumb brain. Okay, I was in Discovery, bro.
Yeah. Were you in Discovery?
I was in ELP.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
It's like extended learning program. It's for smart kids.
Yeah. All right. Dumpsies.
Anyway.
So in 7th grade, they combined it with the social studies class. And so me and all the kids I had grown up with in this class were competing in this National History Day competition for Discovery. And the next year was Future Cities, which I didn't apply myself for at all because I'm not interested in making cardboard cities and thinking, what would a perfect utopian society be like? There were other people in the class, that was their thing, and they killed it, but I just was in it for like the trip to Phoenix.
In elementary school, I got put in a secondary little classroom with 3 other students because I was slow at reading.
Wow. Look at that.
Go on.
You and me. What kind of pair are we? You want to know what's kind of sad, though?
What?
I wouldn't say it's as sad as that. I was in third grade, and they came to me and they were like, "We want you to test into this discovery program," and I got like, because you have to get a 97 or higher on the test in order to be in the program. And I don't remember what I got. I think I got like a 90, 98 or a 99. I didn't get perfect, but I was like going through it and I was like, this is pretty easy because it was just asking me like, what shape is this? As far as I was in third grade.
The dog says, woo.
But I was in third grade, but like the only part of the test, it was like a big thick packet. And as I went through it, it would just ask you questions like, one of these is a circle, one is an equilateral triangle, and one is just kind of higher level stuff than we were learning. What's the square root of 100? Stuff like that. And I was in third grade when they came to me, and they went to my teacher and were like, "We want him to test into this." And I did, yeah.
Look at Trevor. I
say that because me being in it, my little sister, who's a grade lower than me, really wanted to be in this, in this little program.
You should start riding around in like an electric wheelchair so you can take all the pressure off of the rest of your body so you can focus more on your brain.
I should, definitely. But, if I do that...
Because you're so gifted.
If I do that, I can't go without working my back because I'm too busy carrying everything else in my life, dude.
Right.
Everything I'm a part of, I'm the best. No.
I think that class that I was in, if I remember correctly, was called guided reading. I'm pretty sure it was called guided reading, which is funny because that was like second and like third grade.
Yeah.
But all the way up to my freshman year in high school, I was in guided literature. Which I actually excelled at on accident because the majority of my classes, I didn't care. My freshman year, and not really many years before that had I ever applied myself in school. So I didn't really do well in any classes that year, except for guided literature. I fucking smashed because I was in there with like a bunch of idiots, which I'm just a lazy kid. I don't apply myself. Like I wouldn't say I'm not the lowest of the low when it comes to the education system. I don't belong in one of those classes.
Right.
And at the end of the year, I got a certificate. Like they had a printed out certificate with like a shiny label on it for most words mastered, like vocabulary words mastered. Mm-hmm. And when I received that award, it changed me in a way, not like, oh my God, this is a prestigious award and I have completely mastered this class. It made me realize that I shouldn't have been given this reward because the reward was like for like Fridays, which seems like such an elementary thing. But Fridays, we would have a vocabulary like quiz on the words that we were supposed to be learning all week. Does this sound a little bit below high school to you?
Yeah,
because it
definitely.
really was. And every Friday, I got a 10 out of 10. Every single Friday. I mastered every single word. But it wasn't hard. It's just vocabulary. You learn a word. You use it in a fucking sentence. They do the exact same shit on fucking most game shows that you watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's words.
I feel like what happened was they put you in this lower class, but you were a completely normal dude. And in this lower class, everyone were like, holy shit, dude. Who's this fucking genius?
Yeah.
Who's this big brain that just strolled in here? And you're just like every other high schooler. There's someone with your last name. And like their name is like your name is just John. Mm-hmm. It's not short for Jonathan. It's just John.
No, yes, just
and there was
John.
someone with your last name. His name was Jonathan, and he was supposed to be placed in it. And they put you in, and you're just excelling.
If only I had like a relatable last name like Smith or fucking Johnson or something white like that.
Well, we had a guy with your exact name come in to Domino's when we were working there.
Didn't we already talk about that?
Did we talk about it on the podcast? I didn't think we did.
It was either this one or the one that hasn't been heard that's stored in both of our phones and has never been surfaced from John Gone West.
Oh, you know what? It might be that one.
Anyway, we are
Mason Hendricks experience.
We are going way far.
All right, short version of the story. Someone with his name came in, and I asked, like this guy, that I know. And he was like, yeah, I guess so. I was like, you want me to get him out? And he was like, what are you talking? No. I was like, he's here? And he was like, no, dude, that's my name. I was like, oh. Anyway. So
in that class was a pregnant girl and a guy that does a lot of math. I just had to throw that in there.
Nice.
With my guided literature.
All right, let me backtrack.
I just remember feeling when I got that certificate, I should probably start applying myself. And I got mostly B's and C's my sophomore year, which was a new thing for me.
Dude, I get mostly B's all the time.
I was like Nathan Fielder my sophomore year. I got really good grades.
So, oh god, let me backtrack all the way back to. I want to finish this.
I gotta go tangent.
No, I gotta go tangent to tangent.
Okay.
We're gonna get there. Okay.
You know what? We got all the time in the world.
We do. We really do. We're already 11 minutes in. I'm not worried. Game. So, they approached me and had me test into this gifted thing, and my little sister wanted to be a part of it, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, you could ask them, and she was like, okay, and she talked to her teacher about it. And her teacher was like, okay, yeah, we can get you to test. And she tested like 3 separate times throughout her elementary school career and never got in. And it was kind of disheartening to her. And it sucked. But my older brother, they didn't come at him with anything like that. It was just me. And I felt like, she shouldn't have taken it so hard. But she did. And then I have a younger sister after that. And at some point in her elementary school career, they came to her and were like, we want you to test for this thing because you're really smart. And that just brought her down under the water. The older of the two just got dragged down. But she didn't pass, so it's okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, great. I'm glad
look at me, the prodigy of the family. No, so I was in this thing called Discovery. And... it was the little advanced class, and we were
just change your name to Gifted Valenzuela.
So
please, guys, call me Gifted.
Call me GIF. That's how it's pronounced.
Yeah, GIF. For sure.
If you call me GIF, I'll fucking kill you. For real though, I'm not joking. The podcast, I'm not putting on a character. I will actually take your life.
I think I saw a meme that said, it was like an article that said that the creator of GIFs says that it's pronounced GIF. And
right, he's busy.
Comment below it was like, who the fuck even asked this old ass motherfucker?
I think my argument against that.
Boomer.
Because you create something, I don't think that makes it. This guy is creating file formats for computers. He is in no way a fucking English major out here. Like, it's pronounced this way because I said so. Dog, this is not your fucking... Is it
an acronym?
Yeah. Graphics interchange format. And it would take each... Also,
That would make sense for it to sound...
GIF.
I guess.
Because it would take the first sound of each letter in the thing.
That's true. Yeah, no, it's got to be GIF.
It's GIF.
It's GIF.
I
would say GIF. Fuck you.
Fuck you. I would stand on that hill until I die.
Yeah.
My last words to my beloved son, Benjamin, who doesn't exist. Don't get it mixed. I'm gonna name my kid Ben. I don't have a kid right now. My beloved words to him, probably his wife and their children, and maybe some great-grandchildren will be like, if I ever find out that any of you says the word GIF, seriously, I'm going to come out of the grave. I'm going to crawl your house, and you won't make it to the next day. So anyway, I'm in this program.
There are 2 kinds of people.
Those who say GIF, and those who are wrong.
People with tiny penises.
Well,
what about the women?
Let me tell you from experience, there are 3 types of people.
Women don't matter.
Oh. Let me tell you from experience, because you either have a tiny penis or you say GIF. There's a 3rd type, and that's me.
Oh no.
Um,
Tragic.
So I'm in this program
Tragedy.
where, and my teacher tells us we're going to compete, and a lot of the stuff that you can do. I'm a 7th grader. A lot of the stuff that you can do is you can have a poster board for your day, your history, your day in history that you're talking about. You can have a little slideshow presentation. You can make a movie. You can write a song and play it, talking about this important day in history.
Okay. Yeah.
You get the gist of it. And I was like, you know what? I've been making some little 15 to 30 second, maybe, no, not a minute. I don't think any of them actually reached up to a minute, but little stop motion films because I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. And I started doing my research because I had some experience with like Windows Movie Maker, which was all that I had access to because I had like my brother's janky old laptop, his little gateway, and it sucked. I was not a fan. I had made like a little 7-second short with it, and I was like, that was garbage.
Brutal to work with.
Yeah, it really was. So I started doing research. And we had an iPad mini in the house, and I had a little iPhone that I had just gotten. Little side tangent. Another one, sorry. I had just gotten an iPhone in 7th grade. Right before that, I had my dad's old BlackBerry. That was my first phone. And I got it, and I was really excited because that was the first time with that phone I had gotten a girl's phone number. And her name was Leah. And I thought she was like, I was like, man, if things don't work out with Leah, I'm giving up on love because there's never going to be anyone better. She was a grade above me, and I was infatuated. I was like, this is the woman for me. I think she's married now. But she...
you know what? That doesn't change the fact that Leah is the woman for you.
But she... I had gotten her phone number on the BlackBerry and texted her for a few weeks, and I was really excited about her. And my dad... Oh, we had been playing Clash of Clans at this point, because we had... My dad's obsessed with Clash of Clans.
Just on the one device at this point?
I think it was... We were each on our own... Whoa, how does that work? Oh, I was on the iPad mini, that's why.
Okay.
I was trying to think, I know I was playing it, but I didn't have an iPhone yet. But... so we had like the little clan, and they all knew what was going on, and like they were like, did you ask her out? I was like, I got her phone number, and I've never done that before in my life, and I'm really excited. And like all these like grown men and kids my age, I actually still I follow some of them on Instagram. I met some cool people on Clash of Clans. Don't fuck with Clash of Clans. But we they were really excited for me. And
on this episode, the boys clear their throat.
Oh God, dude! I gotta start doing like Tazon Day. Have you seen the video for Chocolate Rain?
Yeah.
How he leans away from the microphone every time he's gotta breathe.
Chocolate Rain.
And then he like leans away just to breathe out.
I hate that.
That's what I gotta do every time I gotta clear my throat. Is just come over. So anyway, it wasn't too long after that I got an iPhone and started texting Leah, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. And I started looking at apps for stop motions because I really wanted to make a little movie for National History Day. And I didn't want to have to go through the grueling process of working with Windows Movie Maker again on a computer that, couldn't tell its left and right nut apart. Mm-hmm. And when I say nut, because obviously I don't mean like the tool, I mean testicle.
Right.
Just so there's no confusion.
No, yeah, I got you.
Okay, I'm glad. So yeah, there's this really cool app called iStopMotion. It's not on the App Store anymore, sadly. But it was really easy for me to pick up, easy for me to work with. I was going through the pictures, watching people.
I'm pretty sure that.
Watching people.
Go on.
Pretty sure that what?
I just didn't think that would make that much of a dick. You were just so loud.
I was watching people like work with it on YouTube, and I was like, I could see myself, really picking this up, and it paired with like your phone, so you could use the phone as a remote camera and like press it on the phone, so you weren't shaking the camera every time you like went to go take a picture. The only downfall is it was $10. As a 7th grader who has to, who's like, if I was going to ask my dad for something, I had to give him the money for it so he could buy it, especially at something on like the App Store.
We were also talking about the same man who will buy how many iPads?
He has 11 iPads. Well, 11 devices that he plays Clash of Clans on right now. That's his passion. He comes home, that is his game. I gotta give him he dove into it. He's got attack strategies. He's got little community.
He's supporting the company at this point.
He is. This is the man that like my mom got upset once because she was like, he just dropped $100 on gems.
Jesus fucking
just
Christ!
$100, yeah, because he didn't want to do the waiting. And I was like,
what the fuck?
Bobby? What the fuck?
Bobby, what the fuck?
Yeah. So I mean.
I can't process
this was
that
before
right
that.
now.
This was before he was dropping mad money.
Oh my God.
When you play the game, you can like use the gems to finish stuff like fast, but it takes real world time. Like if you when you get in the higher levels.
Yeah, I played a little bit of the.
I'm glad because it starts to take
Not
it starts to take like 2-3 weeks. I think like up to like months to actually upgrade certain things. So it's just easier. Otherwise, you're gonna get bored and not want to play the game. It's fun to play for like the first 6 town hall levels, but this is before he was obsessed with the game. So App Store purchases were still really like I don't know, let alone like for like a 99-cent app, that was risky to ask for. But a $10 app, there's no way that was going to happen. Money. Yeah. Well, I mean, even now in like
you're in the big leagues now,
you don't find many apps that are like most are free. You don't find many apps that are like $10, or higher, unless they're going to come with the fucking Pope, a direct line to nuclear launch codes.
Get the Beatles' phone numbers.
Well, most of them.
Yeah. Well, the remaining.
Yeah, I'd say there's
2.
2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Paul and Ringo, the likable ones. Okay, Yoko.
Anyway, this is before that, so I, as soon as I heard about that and I found out that this was the app that I wanted, I started pinching every penny I found, collecting my quarters, getting really everything that I could until eventually I had $10 in like $1 bills, and just change. And like, I gave it to him and I was like, I want this app so I can do this project for school and maybe make some more stop motions with it. And he said, okay. He was this is about where we were at in the conversation when we hit record. Essentially just, I think that was the lesson that he wanted me to learn was just, if you want something, the only way to really get it is set your sights on it. And
Which is a fantastic lesson to instill in a child at any
right.
point, I think.
I don't think I would have learned that unless, because he's told me that my whole life. I didn't learn it until I had to go through it. If you want something, you just got to set your sights on it and work till you get it.
And they don't give a shit. They just won't work.
Well, if you're given learning experiences and you choose not to learn from them, it's on you. Well, thanks for listening. And, so anyway, I got the app, and I made what I considered at the time to be my first full-length little film. It was like 3 minutes, maybe 3.5 minutes, and it was good. I remember seeing it, I think my junior or senior year of high school, and being like, holy shit, this holds up. I think it was either 12 to 18 frames a second.
Are they out there still? Is any of them out there?
No.
There's no way you can find it.
Like I said, my dad deleted the stop motion app, which is where they were all saved. He deleted it for space to update Clash of Clans.
Right.
So, and I thought I had them in the photos. I'm going to contact my old group partners because One of them has a thumb drive somewhere, and maybe I have the thumb drive that has that movie on it.
Maybe if you, I don't know, clean your room.
I don't know what you're talking about. Dude, my room's spotless.
Okay, go on.
Oh, if you saw it right now. There's a bed just sitting in the middle of it, and it's not the one I sleep on.
Would I seize?
You would. Oh, yeah. Whatever, I'm moving out soon. I'll be very selective with what I take with me so it doesn't happen again. Not the point.
Move into a deluxe apartment in the sky.
What?
It's just from a song.
Oh, okay.
Moving on up.
So anyway, I got the app. I made the little film. It was 3 minutes. It was about the Battle of Iwo Jima, which, if you don't know, is like a really important battle in World War II.
Backstory, Trevor.
What? Oh, you want me to?
For the people who don't know.
For the people who don't know, all right. You know what? We're gonna spend the next 2 hours or so going into the intricacies of the politics of World War II.
I know more about the Battle of Iwo Jima than you, but I like.
Do you think so? Do you really think so? Do you know who Ira Hayes was? He was the only Native American in the squad.
Don't patronize me, Trevor. Anyway,
he was a character in my stop motion. He was the only real life character.
I'm gonna let you finish. Yeah. But
anyway, it's where that picture comes from, where all the soldiers are raising the flag. And it's like it's a very popular picture.
Oh, okay, right.
God,
yeah,
chill.
Boomers love that.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Boomers get hard for Iwo Jima.
Dude, you want to stop that? I'm going to suck your dick if you keep interrupting me. All right? There's going to be half an hour of this podcast.
I'm sorry. You want to tell the nice people about Iwo Jima?
Anyway, so that's what it was about. It was about that battle. And me and my group really put a lot of faith into me. But I made a little set. I had like picture frames wrapped in like a blanket so I could prop Lego things against it and build my little set. And I had all these, this really cool shot, like first person shot with like a Lego arm and a rocket launcher shooting down a little guard tower. It was so cool. I used cotton balls. I put so much into this. And for like a 7th grader, it was all my time and resources. And I made a 3-minute stop motion. I don't remember if it was 12. I think it was 12 frames per second. 24 is a little much, because 24 is like feature length films, like Nightmare Before Christmas,
right?
Like and Frankenweenie. It's like that, and I know it wasn't that smooth, but I did good. I think and it was 12 frames per second, and I recorded 3 minutes of it in 2 weeks, and it was every day coming home from school, turning my little lamp on to get the lighting right, and closing all the blinds, making sure I had complete control over what was happening and what it looked like through the lens of the camera, the iPad, and it came out really well. And that's just what we were talking about is the movie. And whenever I kind of get down and unmotivated, I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm not doing anything right now to further my film career besides taking like one dramatic structure class at the local college. I just think back to that, and I'm like, for 2 weeks, I poured myself into something and had a really good result. And I think if with the experience and the time and money and resources that I have right now, I think I could put something out really, really nice if I just push myself to do it. And that's been my driving force.
Out of all the podcasts and interviews and anything I've ever listened to about anybody talking about how they got where they are, starting projects and shit like that, you kind of just, from what I've heard, you just got to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
You got to go out on a limb. And honestly, I think if you focus a little bit, find your footing at first, I think you could pull off something like that.
Well, that's the difference between successful people and people who aren't successful. And unsuccessful people is just, some of them, the people who are going to take the risks and be like, I might not come out of this on top, but at least I put myself out there. And the people who are like, I might fail, somewhere along the line, whether you're almost there, whether you're almost at the top of the ladder, at the bottom of it, or even in the middle, at some point, the people who say, I could fail, then that's,
It is a huge fucking risk too, because if you want it good, you got to put everything into it. So much time and so much money and fucking energy and thought.
But it's worth it. Can you imagine being happy?
Pulling it off? Yeah. Oh my God.
Well, okay. My dad, I would say, is pretty well off. He makes good money. He didn't always for our whole life, but around when I was maybe 10 or 11, he got into the 6-figure range at his job. He does computer stuff for the government and the government, and he started making good money. He hates his job. And he comes home and he plays Clash of Clans, and he does nothing really. His closest thing is like helping my little sister with softball would be like the most fulfilling thing in his life right now. And but I mean, I've talked to my grandpa. Actually told me, he was like, you don't want to end up like your dad, because if he's not the most unhappy person in the world, he's close to it. Yeah, you know, he makes good money, but he
definitely doesn't look like the kind of jolly he should be.
No. But and if you ask, I had another experience, and you know, I hear it from a lot of older people, but the one that stands out to me most is I went to have I talked about Charlie? I don't think I've talked about
Charlie.
Sophomore year I was in JROTC, and we had to do like a little project, like a service learning project. We had to go like out of our way to help somebody else as a group, and we chose to have like a game night at one of the like senior assisted living centers.
Okay.
And go and visit with them and everything. And I went there.
Senior citizens.
Yeah.
You went to play games with senior citizens.
Yeah, like chess and checkers, bingo. They like bingo. They like bingo.
You really are gifted, aren't you?
Dude, I'm basically Jesus fucking Christ, okay? No, not basically. I'm Jesus fucking Christ. And if you think I'm not, how would you know? Have you ever met Jesus? Like in person?
I can't say.
Exactly.
I can't say.
Have you ever seen me and Jesus in a room together?
I can't say.
Exactly.
Can't say.
So... No, but we did go do that. It was not my idea, but I'm not saying it was a bad idea. It wasn't my first choice, but we did, and I met this guy named Charlie, and Charlie he forgot how old he was, because he told me he was like 85, and he was like, wait, no, and he had to like count back.
Oh shit!
And count back, and he was like, I was born here. So that makes me 87 or something like that.
Oh, God. If I ever fucking forget how old I am, I'm begging you to fucking just kill me. Please fucking take me out.
We have that on record, so that would be...
Anybody. It doesn't have to be you.
That would hold up in the court of law.
You hear this right now, you are a candidate. Fucking Hunger Games. Everybody just come at me at once.
I don't remember if it was a real story or an episode of Law and Order where, like... some girl had killed her boyfriend because he was in a vegetative state after like a car accident or something, and something happened, like she killed him, and they were really investigating her for murder and thought she was like lying about her story, but it turns out they found like a little segment like that a newspaper article had posted years and years and years before, where she like he had said in a statement to the newspaper, like that person's going to be in like a vegetable for the rest of their life, in a coma for the rest of their life, and if I'm ever like that, I would never want to live that way.
Holy fuck!
And she got away with it. Because that was his will.
That's just such a I wouldn't hairline want to be that way. Fact that just.
So now if I kill you because you forgot how old you were, I think I could get away with it. I won't be the one to do it. I don't think I could. I'd probably give it to your son or wife and be like, yeah, you take care of it.
John Van Hook of Sound Mind and Body, gives you, viewer, listener, I don't say viewer, I don't know what the fuck they're watching, these bottle caps, I guess.
If they were, you gotta find something better to do with your time, man. Don't stare at the screen.
Just, if for some strange reason I make it past 69, which is
nice.
I want you to just fucking come hunt me down like I drown your entire family in a bowl of soup.
Wow.
You know?
So Charlie. I met Charlie. And Charlie and I played chess like once, and he got tired, wanted to sit down. And I was like, we are sitting down, but we can sit on the couch. Because I guess when you're, you know,
watched him chew
when you live like, when you live in that situation and you're as old as he was, it took a lot out of him.
Right.
But he ended up, he just told me so much. And he ended up telling me a thing which I've heard from a lot of older people, but it rang truest with Charlie, where he was like, I really wish I had been a teacher. I really wish I had taken the time and gone through the schooling to become a teacher, because that's always what I wanted to do. But I wanted to make sure that, you know, I was making money, and teachers just don't make good money. And so I never went for it.
My dream is to be so viciously underpaid to babysit America's
right. And
youth.
He said it passed him by, and his biggest regret is not doing that. And you know, like
sad.
I said, a lot of older people will say like,
it's sad as shit.
It is. But they'll say my biggest regret was going for money and not chasing what I want, or living for other people and not living for myself.
Yeah.
And I don't want to end up that way. I figure, you know, no matter what my dad tells me, the man's 42, and every other person twice his age says he's wrong about life.
Holy fuck.
And as much as he's my dad and as much as I respect him, there's too much there for me to be like, I don't want to end up like you, you know?
Well, I'd say you just turned 20. It's probably a fantastic age to start being like, how am I going to spend the rest of this fucking crazy chain of unfortunate events that we call life?
Right. I'd
I'm
rather
dull
be.
as fuck right now.
I've been telling my mom, listen, you know, I'd rather be, and she doesn't like hearing it, of course, because she's my mom and wants to make sure I'm cared for and like fed and healthy and stuff. But you know, I've been telling her like I would rather be poor and starving and doing what I absolutely loved, waking up every day to just go and, you know, do exactly what I love to do, than, you know, have all the money in the world and just, you know, nothing to do with it. No ambitions, no goals. I would hate that. So
let's fucking bring this up. What else did you bring to talk about today?
Just one little story. We can save it.
That was just the intro. Welcome to this week's episode of
Caps Off.
Caps Off with John and Trevor.
All right, now to get into it. So, what are your opinions on the conflict between Israel and Palestine?
You know what? I think Palestine's being a little bit petty.
Really?
You know, obviously we saw through the text that Israel sent that, you know, when she relays the story,
3 fucking Y's in that hay.
yeah, when she relays the story to other people, it's a little bit, you know, far-fetched.
Yeah, me personally, I just no comment, because I don't feel like I know enough about what's going on over there.
Who does? You know,
right.
You get one story or you get the other. You know,
all right.
I can't even walk in Jerusalem without feeling like, you know, crazy in my own skin.
Right.
Speaking of which, we're gonna throw back to episode 2 where I talked about like singing in class in school.
Yeah.
There's this song.
The worst episode in my opinion so far.
Called,
I think this one's already blown it out of the water.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
With that drudging, like it started out really great and inspirational, and it was just like, yeah, no, I want to do shit because all the old people
I think that's solid.
are sad.
That is solid subject matter. Not all the old people I know are sad. The happy ones did what they wanted.
So there's this song called "I Want to Be Ready," and the lyrics are, "I want to be ready. I want to be ready to walk in Jerusalem just like John." It's obviously a biblical song. I'm not sure why we were singing it, but the thing is as a child, I didn't know what Jerusalem was, but my fucking name's in this song, so of course I want to be ready too. And I just started a new job, and that's all I can think about all day long. For some reason,
walking through Jerusalem?
Yeah, walking through Jerusalem. No, it's just my son watches all these shows, and you know, kids like their shows, and they have all these songs and shit. But
right.
I don't know why I can't ever get like songs that I enjoy stuck in my fucking head. But I get I want to be ready, and half the shit you hear on story bots and
Chicken
the llama llama.
the Chinese chicken.
Yes. Get a drumstick and your brain starts kicking.
Stop. Okay.
Watching X-Files with the lights on.
When you first sang that song to me, I laughed and you laughed, and I told you we were laughing for two separate reasons. Because I know it from How I Met Your Mother, and I thought that was funny, and I know you've never watched the show.
I don't watch How I Met Your Mother.
So I knew there was a story to be told there.
Is that the story?
What?
That's it?
What? No, like on your end. Like I knew there was like I want to know why you thought that song was funny and why you decided it was funny.
I think that was funny because after I told you the blue story, right?
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you that on mic or was that off mic?
No, it was in my car.
Oh, that's such a good story. But my brother had of the MP3s, which he went through a lot of them throughout the years. But on the MP3s, he had that on one of them. As well as a lot of, you know who Peter Frampton is?
No.
You know that song, Ooh, Baby, I Love You Way? That's Peter Frampton. So, do you hear me kill that song, by the way?
Somebody else definitely sung that song. Or somebody covered it. It was really good. Oh,
I'm sure it's been covered, but
I'm
pretty sure
I thought the popular one was... fucking
wanna be with you night and day.
Alright, sorry, go on.
Every day. So he had that and this was at the same time too. He had that song and that song. Yeah. The two songs, Night or whatever that song was. Peter Frampton.
I really want to find out what the fucking
Shimby Changa.
Hang on. I'm probably gonna be out of it for this story. I'm gonna be really trying to think about what the fucking cover was that I liked. I'll probably just come out with it. I know if I stop thinking about it, it'll come to me. I'll just explode.
Did you say it'll come in you?
Oh, it definitely will. No, come to me.
It'll explode in you.
And I'll just burst out like, I know who it fucking was. I got it.
Okay.
Sorry, finish the story.
Where did we just fucking tangent off of when I was talking about my brother's stupid MVP?
Yeah. I think you were going to talk about Blue.
Was I going to talk about Blue? I can if you want.
Were you not? That's where I thought it was going.
I mean, well, yeah, I guess we could talk about it.
Well, we
my
have
brother,
to now.
Obviously, like I just said, he went through a lot of MP3 players, and they always had the weirdest music on it because, like, he didn't really have all that much access to, a computer where you could load MP3s on there, back in the day, LimeWire, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he always would have just kind of whatever he could get on the MP3 player.
Right.
But that was his shit. He always had it on him. He always had the headphones, and he always a lot of his time as when we were kids, he had a mohawk. Mm-hmm. And he would wear a lot of hoodies just with like, kind of half covering his scalp, so you could still see the mohawk.
Naturally.
You
don't want to waste that.
Right. But he always had the hood up if he had a hoodie on. Always.
Right.
So he found one literally in the street someday, and that is funny within itself. But if you know my brother, it's this weird thing with him. He's always just finding shit in the street.
Did you find stuff too, or was it just his thing?
Okay, there's a few times where I would find things in the street. Yeah, he fucking put his luck all the way up. Every now and then I would find something with him, but
luck and perception.
I'd say the majority of the time that he finds something, I'm not with him, but he always seems to find it. And I always kind of thought, like, maybe that's an excuse. Like, who the fuck did you steal this from? No, I just found it in the street. The craziest thing, this fucking bag of guns was just sitting in the street. This Xbox 360 was just sitting in the middle of the street. It's so weird. But he gets an MP3 player, right? And it's got that song Blue. Who's it by? The
Eiffel
Euro
65.
What is it?
Eiffel 65.
Eiffel 65.
I'm blue. Da-ba-dee-da-da-da.
Yeah, that one. Oh my god. And he would just listen to it on fucking repeat. It was the only song on the MP3 player, which I'm guessing is the main reason it was sitting in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
If you've ever heard that song, but
someone was like, "Fuck, I'm sick of this
he
goddamn."
would just keep listening
just
to
toss
it,
it out the car
listening to it.
window.
Yeah.
I'm not listening to this song one more time.
Damien did not agree. My brother would never agree with that because he would just listen to it over and over and over and over again. And it would get to the point where I would walk, one time I walked in my room, which is the funniest time. And he's just kind of like in the corner of his bed up against the wall with like his hands in his hoodie pocket, got the hood up, his eyes are kind of closed, he vibing.
Right.
He's just kind of getting into the music.
I'm not stressing about it.
A little
He's
bit.
just vibing.
And it's just, he looks so serious, like he's like really in his feels. And it's like, bro, I know you're just sitting there listening to Blue. I'm blue.
That's my favorite. I quote that to this day, and we'll just be together. I'll be like, I know you're just listening to Blue over and over again.
Listening to Blue in there. Like, how deep are you getting in there? Like, how do you vibe that hard to Blue is the color that I feel?
I know all the words to that song. Don't get me started. We had a karaoke at my little graduation
oh my god
thing, and I was so close to just singing that song because you know how fucking easy it would be. No, I did "Fly Me to the Moon" because that's my favorite song.
Which is such a
great song.
It's one of my favorites to sing in the shower.
Oh, yeah. I sing in the car because I live with people.
I hate the negative stigma towards singing in the shower because most showers that I enter, the acoustics are absolutely incredible because I don't have a very good singing voice.
I don't sing in the shower.
But the notes that I can hit when I sing in the shower, obviously the house has to be fucking empty.
That's what I was going to say. That's why I don't sing in the shower.
Sing in the shower because even though I think it sounds good, it probably doesn't sound that great from like 2 rooms over. But I shit you not. I mean, we should do like a mini itty bitty like episode 2.5 or whatever, like mini episode where we just sit in a shower together and we try singing famous lines from songs and just see how different it would sound.
We can. I mean, it'd be this one 4.5 because this is the one.
Well, you're telling me you don't sing in the shower, then you.
Well, right. Well, okay. Every time
you have sang in a shower before, right?
I have. And
do you feel like there's a oomph?
No, I have a negative.
Really?
Yeah, because I just remember
you gotta sing in my shower.
I would. Oh, okay. Maybe I'll try it.
Last
time I sang in the shower,
I was singing the one we were singing at Topgolf.
Welcome to my house.
no, it wasn't in the shower.
Big Flow Rida fan.
No, the one we were singing, the 76 one. God, I don't remember what the fuck it's called. Load 16 tons.
It's called 16 Tons.
Oh, really?
Ernie Ford, yeah.
Right on the fucking nail.
What do you get? Another day older and
deeper in debt.
No,
St. Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can go.
Oh, you're doing it. No, my dad's words from the last time I sang in the shower reverberate in my head every time I even think about it.
Oh, so you don't sing in the shower because of emotional damage.
Yeah. You just
from Mr. Classic Plans.
Every time I even think about opening my mouth in that shower, I just
sang on a stage.
If you wake your sister up singing Thriller, I'm gonna fucking kill you because she was a baby.
Are you singing Blue again? Oh, okay. See, I can kind of understand that. I thought he was just being like, "You're bad, kid. Stop."
No, he didn't want me waking up my 1-year-old sister because apparently I was just in there and I was just like, fucking Thriller, okay. Thriller. No, that's by Michael Jackson. It's not very good, but neither was he.
You sang on a stage though.
I did
in a play.
Years later. I'm not gonna come in my house and sing and be like, "You guys like the show?" I get out.
But did they see you at the play?
They did.
So they've heard it before.
It was not good. I can show it to you.
It had to be somewhat decent.
Very decent. Very 5 out of 10. Very so middle of the road.
So imagine how much better that would be maybe in a shower.
Oh, I should have just been in the musical in a shower.
We're gonna sing in my shower.
I could have pre-recorded my songs in the shower.
So.
I forgot.
I feel like I had.
That makes
Sorry,
What's
just
wrong
trying
with
to
you?
fill the dead air.
I'm making nachos.
Ooh,
Nachos.
They're almost ready.
but you can't have any. You know why?
Why?
They're not yours.
They're not Joe's either.
Oh, Trevor.
Got him.
Trevor. This will be the last episode of Caps Off.
I'm gonna
ladies and
Millie rock
gentlemen.
right out of your house. I remember who sang that song. I remember who made the fucking cover.
Who is it?
Dave Thomas, founder of Wendy's.
Oh! No fucking way!
Yes!
Oh my god!
The first time, you have no idea how many people I've been playing with. You have no idea how many people I've been playing with to get my training up to the point where I could get it under your radar.
On the
in
show,
your face.
too.
Yes, I'm
On
so
the
glad
show.
I got
was
it.
just thinking about the other day. I was like, you know how fucking pissed he would be if I got him on the show?
Yes!
And you did it to me.
It's a game
Damn
from
it.
another
God
podcast that we
fucking
listen to.
Damn it.
The goal of the game is just to get the person to say who, or a very close variant of it, like who is it.
We did not come up with this game.
We did not, absolutely not. It goes to the What Say You podcast and the
It goes even deeper
Tenderloins.
than that,
Yeah.
but that's where you can originate it from.
The
Brian
guys from
Quinn's
Impractical
album,
Jokers.
What Say You? Look it up. Yeah, Tenderloins.
But the goal is to get the person to say
Jokers.
who, so you can say Dave Thomas, founder of Wendy's.
I'm sure you could find on Reddit or something a quick thing. Or you could
Yeah.
listen to the What Say You podcast with the episode
20.
20 titled
Dave Thomas, founder of Wendy's.
to get the game. It's great. Find it on Spotify for free. It's fantastic.
Nice.
I'm fucking angry with you right now.
I'm glad. Oh, I love that. That feels so great. I feel powerful. Oh, I'm about
Did
to
you at least remember who it was?
There was no cover ever.
You bastard.
There was never any of that.
You sick son of a bitch.
I thought of it, and I've been shaking this.
It was Peter Frampton.
I've been shaking this whole time, and like my bones have felt so weak because I was like, I'm gonna try it, and because if I said I remember who did it, and he goes, and he said was it Dave Thomas, founder of Wendy's, then he gets a point. But fuck, that's the first point I've gotten on him. I play with so many people to try and just get my skill level up.
I tip my hat to you, sir.
I'm very proud of it. Thank you. One legend to another. I couldn't have done it without you.
You not only got me, but you fucking like stabbed me in the heart with a katana, and then simultaneously spit, and it like landed in my mouth.
I was so worried. There were so many times where I was gonna like spring I remembered who it was, but I was so scared that you were just gonna be like,
Jesus fuck.
you know, or you were gonna say like, oh yeah, I'm ready to know right now. You know, you weren't gonna say who.
Well, obviously, I'm gonna have to fucking think a little bit more when I talk.
I'd like to tell a story.
Okay.
It's the only thing I brought actually prepared for today, which is good because
This is a story about how my life got flipped turned upside down.
Yeah. I got this dude. Ashley's in for it.
Ashley's in so much trouble.
You take over for a sec.
I don't think the mic picked that up.
Oh yeah, his neighbor yelled Ashley through the open window.
Just fucking yell at our dog. Dog's always getting out.
I got to plug in my laptop that we're using to record.
Okay.
So you take over for a
I'm
bit.
taking the mic. Ladies and gentlemen, you are flying solo with the one and only. It's just John. It's just John. It's not Jonathan. Just remember that.
Actually, it's just John.
Actually, it's just John.
It's just John.
Okay.
You have a plug?
I do have a plug. I am plugged.
Can you slap that bad boy in there?
Sure.
With gusto.
Bam.
Not enough gusto. Not enough oomph. You know.
Okay. Is that the dinner bell?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that means
We're coming.
Okay. Just.
this will probably be the
I
last.
know you want me to put it in the oven so it stays warm.
Yes.
Okay.
Wind us down with a tale of woe, Trevor.
I think you're gonna love it. I might have actually told you it already, but I really wanted to tell it on the podcast.
Okay.
Because it's one of my favorite stories in the world to tell.
Are we gonna cut any of that out? Or
No,
are we just
probably
gonna-
not.
Okay. Fuck it.
I don't think my editing skills
Fuck
are
it.
that good yet.
Okay.
Let me clear my voice, get some water.
Yeah.
take the cap off because how else are you gonna do it?
Right. No. Can't do it. You can't quite do it with the cap on, son.
And we are a go. So, this past weekend, I turned 20.
Right.
It was my birthday. You and me and 2 other friends went to Top Golf. And we... sorry, I'm still coming down from that Dave Thomas get. I was still a little shaky from it, so if I sound shaky, that's whatever. Why. Sorry. So we went to Top Golf, and it was my birthday.
16 tons.
We did sing 16 tons.
What did you get?
Another day older and deeper in debt.
Okay.
So those were the song lyrics. If you're a fucking idiot. So
only fucking idiots don't know that.
Well, I can't figure that out. The point is the story. We went there. It was my birthday. My best friend Weston told them it was my birthday, and they brought out. The guy was like, he told me like happy birthday 3 times. Whenever he saw me, he was like, happy birthday, man. I was like, thanks. And they brought us these little donut holes for free. It was really nice. And he just told me, he was like, hey, heard it was your birthday. You know, I had the cooks whip this up and a little plate that they wrote happy birthday in like some sort of like, I don't know.
It was like raspberry filling.
Something like that.
I think it was the same filling as...
we got a syringe full of it to put in the donut holes.
Cake bites or whatever.
But yeah, and it was good. It was really nice. And they got the little plate that said happy birthday and the whole little snack. And I was like, all right, what a nice little celebration.
That place is kind of crazy. I've never. That was literally the first time I've ever hit a golf ball.
But what'd you think of it?
It was cool once I got one soaring, but I didn't really do so well at first.
Can you see yourself hitting some more golf balls?
I'd go back to Top Golf, definitely. I'm not sure how I'd fare on a real golf course because even when I tried to calculate hits, it never really went well. Like the best hits I got were completely and utterly accidental.
But yeah, it was a good experience. It's a fun place. We went there a couple months ago, just me and the 2 other guys, for Weston's birthday. And we got there, and we told the guy, like the little waiter guy, because that's how it works. It's like outside, it's like a little driving range, and there's a table, and there's a guy that comes and waits on you, brings you food and such. And we told him, and we were like, hey, it's Weston's birthday, and he was like, oh, okay, I gotcha. And so 2. I feel like I have to build this up a little more. So we tell him, hey, it's Weston's birthday. And the guy's like, oh, okay. And, it walks back into the back. And normally that means the next time.
Wink.
Right, the next time
Chief.
we see him will be the birthday thing, whatever they choose to do, which apparently is different every time.
Bells and whistles.
Right. And we play golf for a little bit. And towards the end of our little time there that we've paid for, 2 grown men walk out to Weston, and they hand him a little cup of ice cream, and they say, it's your birthday. And Weston says, thank you.
It's
and
your
they
birthday,
say,
period.
Yeah, that's it. It goes, it's your birthday. Thank you. Mm-hmm. And they walk away. And that's it.
That's me if I was forced to.
Yeah?
If I was forced to work at a restaurant where they did that, yeah.
Well, I don't think
can't
it.
See myself
I don't know what it was. I don't know what was. Okay, I know it was different. But the family next to us was also celebrating a birthday that day.
Oh wow!
And the entire kitchen crew came out to sing happy birthday. And there was a person in a big inflatable unicorn costume.
What the fuck?
I'm not joking. I cannot make this up. And they sang happy birthday to this kid named Noah. And Weston immediately was like, are you kidding me? I got 2 grown men who were so unenthusiastic just to come and say, it's your birthday. Mm-hmm. And then they go back, and those 2 guys came back out with the rest and helped clap and sing happy birthday with the fucking dancing unicorn to Noah.
unicorn's like, now put your hands together for Snoop Dogg. He's like, it's your birthday, motherfucker.
That was so good. I hate how good that Snoop Dogg impression was.
That wasn't that good, but anyway.
It was better than I could ever dream of.
Wow.
So yeah, that's...
Was he like offended? Because I know me as a person, I'd be like, oh, thank fucking God they
pissed.
didn't. Really?
He was pissed because what the fuck? He got this little half-assed. He didn't get a plate that said happy birthday. He didn't get a dessert to feed everyone at the table. He got a little cup of ice cream, and it's your birthday. Thank you. Mm-hmm. They didn't even say happy birthday, and they bring out the whole
Could
fucking...
that be the title of this week's episode?
What?
It's your birthday, period.
I feel like...
Thank you, period. Period.
I don't know. I feel like we had a couple other highlights that I was wanting to run by you.
I don't fucking debate it either, but... wow.
But we... yeah, he was pissed. He's like, are you kidding me?
I mean, I know, like, Texas Roadhouse, they bring out, like, a saddle that you gotta get on, and they all, like... It's your birthday, happy birthday.
Right. Oh, God. My little
play
sister.
Some fucking country music, and they all do a ditty, and all the girls in their jeans, their rock revival jeans.
My 11-year-old sister learned one of them from one of the restaurants. Mm-hmm. And every time it's somebody's birthday, she sings it to them personally, one-on-one. It was weird.
I hate that.
And she said, I wish it was my birthday so I could party too. Yeah, the 11-year-old.
Okay.
And I was
that
like...
makes it a little bit better.
It does. It definitely does. And speaking of which... I think that was the difference between Weston and Noah. Noah was a little kid.
Yeah.
So I think maybe, and the unicorn probably wasn't employed by Topgolf. And if he was, holy shit!
Where the fuck did the unicorn come from?
I don't know.
Though?
I don't know.
I want to say I was there just this week, and I cannot imagine one reason a unicorn needs to
We just looked over when they started singing "Happy Birthday," and it was a fucking crowd of Topgolf employees and a unicorn in the middle.
And he's like crumping.
So
he's doing the stanky leg.
Yeah, he was pissed, and I love telling that story because I fucking
cannon.
He's shooting them into the driving range. So yeah, I'm glad I didn't have an experience like that.
Incredible.
Do you have anything else you want to touch on?
I don't. I think we could put a pin in it there.
All right. Awesome. Shake hands.
It's the second time this podcast.
That's true.
Congratulations for getting me this episode.
Thank you. Thank you.
Don't forget to go check out the What Say You podcast. It's not a current podcast anymore, but this is an episode that you definitely need to listen to because it's such a fun game.
It is.
And you can obviously see the energy that we have.
Playing it with your friends has brought a new life
Yeah.
to just my day-to-day. So,
and always check back for new episodes of Caps Off.
Right, should be every week. We record them every week on like Tuesday or Wednesday, but they usually come out a little inconsistently. But it's weekly.
Right.
So, but thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.